Amazing Orlando, Florida suburbs for families is something that I searched on niche.com, and so many amazing Orlando, Florida suburbs were pulled up on their list, and I loved it. So I pulled some of those off to talk about 5 amazing Orlando, Florida suburbs for families in this map tour video. This is part 1, so we'll do 5 more in the future, but in this video we're gonna talk about 5. We're gonna talk about Winter Garden, Florida, Claremont, Florida, Lake Nona, Windermere, and Dr. Phillips. So no more waiting, let's dive into these 5 amazing Orlando, Florida suburbs for families, according to niche.com. All right, guys, so here we go. I wanted to show you all of these locations. So we had Winter Garden, and I won't do any particular order, well, unless I can remember. Claremont was another one, Dr. Phillips, Windermere, and it's down here, you can't see it, but it's Lake Nona. It's about right there. So right away you can see spread out pretty far across the Central Florida area, Lake Nona being the closest to the airport, which is right around here. Dr. Phillips is really close to Disney and Universal. Windermere is right there, also pretty close to Universal and Disney. Winter Garden, I'm actually, technically, people will say like just up here is Winter Garden, and technically that's correct, but I include all of Horizon West in Winter Garden just because it's all the same zip code. That's the 34787 zip code, which I've made a video on before, and I actually call that area home. And so we're going to dive into each of these locations and talk about, according to niche.com, why these are great for families. Now, right off the bat, the reason why Winter Garden, Florida, Horizon West is great for families is the fact that they're building so many homes. They're building a lot of single family homes in the Winter Garden, Florida, Horizon West area, and they already have established a lot of those single family homes as well. For instance, right here, we have Silverleaf Reserve, which is really close to the downtown Hamlin area, which has like Walmart, Publix, movie theater, different things like that. And this is a master planned community. I'm going to zoom in even more. Sorry, it's not Silverleaf Reserve, it's Silverleaf. There's multiple builders in here. There's Silverleaf Oaks by Pulte. There's Silverleaf Reserve by Meritage, Hamlin Point by Dreamfinders. But the cool thing about Silverleaf is right here. So they have, it's not showing up, but there is an elementary school inside of the school and a middle school as well. There's a middle school as well right there, which is really cool. Kids that live in Silverleaf, and there's going to be about a little over 2,000 homes once this is finished. They're going to just go to school right there in Silverleaf, at least for elementary and high school. And then when it's time for high school, they'll actually just come down the road here, and you have Horizon West High School right here, or go off to private school, but that's just kind of showing you where that is. It's just a great place to live, really close. So we have all of Horizon West. One of the main attractions to it for families is families want to, get around, and they want to go to other areas and explore things. Maybe they want to go up to downtown Winter Garden and go there for the farmers market. Maybe you want to go to Disney or make your way downtown Orlando, or you're on a vacation, so you got to get over to the Orlando International Airport. Well, Winter Garden, Florida, Horizon West has the 429 that can take you pretty much anywhere. It cuts right down the middle. It even goes all the way up here, and then it goes all the way down here, going all the way into the Disney area, connecting you to the I-4, which can take you over to Tampa. It can also take you up to downtown. I wouldn't go this direction if you're trying to get downtown. I would go up north, get on the turnpike, and then get on the 408. So it would take you kind of like this. That would get you there way quicker. But just kind of showing you different things, and that's why people love it. So people love Winter Garden, Florida, Horizon West. According to niche.com, for the schools, you're just close. You're kind of away from all the craziness of Orlando, but you're in an area where you can still go and enjoy it if you would like. You're about 30 minutes away from downtown Orlando, about 40 minutes away from Orlando International Airport. Disney, from the top of Winter Garden, you're looking at about a 25 minute drive. But from down here in Winter Garden, it's 15 minutes away, 15 minutes. Just depends on what part of the Winter Garden, Florida, Horizon West area you live at. Another thing that people love about Winter Garden is the downtown. So let me pull this up. So there's just a lot of restaurants. There's a splash pad for kids. There's always kids walking around. There's always families walking around, especially during the farmers market on Saturday. They're always hosting some kind of event. So this past weekend, my wife and I actually were hanging out in downtown Winter Garden because they were having a flower festival, where there's just a bunch of different vendors all down Plant Street with their different plants, things like that. If you and your family are into bike riding, downtown Winter Garden has access to the West Orange Bike Trail. It's also for walking too, but it's right, you can kind of see it. It goes through the middle of downtown Winter Garden, and it extends all the way up past Claremont and also goes up into Apopka as well. So it's just a very long bike trail that you have access to in this area. Another neighborhood that, so I was just driving through to get my haircut actually. Oh, right here. I was getting my haircut at the Village Barber. And it's all of this. So we're kind of in the Horizon West area. This is the Independence and Summerport area. There are actually schools inside and like right next to these communities. And so basically kids are just like, all the kids have their little scooters and they're zipping through the neighborhood going home. And here's Bridgewater Middle. So here's Independence all down here. And then you have Summerport up here. This is Bridgewater, so middle school. A lot of the kids in these communities here all go there. So when that school gets out, it's nuts. Like, it's so many kids just going home down in Independence and up into Summerport. It's kind of great. You know, I think it would be so cool to basically go to school with everybody that lives in your neighborhood. I don't know. I think that would just allow for a lot of connections to be made. But that's why people enjoy, for families living in Horizon West, Florida, they have highly rated Horizon West and Winter Garden. It's those highly rated schools. You're a lot of master plan communities with the, very community focused in the development, even the newer stuff, the older stuff, and especially the newer stuff, very community focused. And yeah, it just allows for that community to be built, and people love that, especially people who are looking for their family to be connected with other families. So that's why families love the Winter Garden, Florida, Horizon West area. Homes here, you can expect to start around the 500K range, 450 to 500. 450 is going to be like your townhome, maybe a small single family home or bungalow. But most of the time you're going to be up in the higher 500K range, and then up from there, just depending on what you're looking for. The typical, if you're looking for a 5-bedroom home for a family, I would expect closer to 600K in Winter Garden, Florida, Horizon West area. And it's just going to go up from there. It just depends really on what you need. I personally call Horizon West, Florida home, Winter Garden, Florida, and I love it. I've lived in multiple different suburbs. I can say that this one's personally my favorite. I don't have I don't have children yet. My wife and I don't have children yet, but I'm excited to raise kids in this area. This is it's a great area for kids, and niche.com, guys, if you want more kind of details on that, just head over there after this video. But we're going to jump over to the next point now, which is Claremont. Now, Claremont, Florida is large, so I'm actually going to show you how big it is. Claremont, Florida is, okay, so that's like the downtown Claremont. It's all of this. Claremont is all of this stuff here. So the reason people love Claremont, Florida is they're also building a lot. So kind of like its neighbor Horizon West, Winter Garden, Claremont, Florida is building a lot of stuff as well. They have a hospital. They also have a really cute downtown area. And like I said, here's the downtown area right here. One thing that Claremont is known for are its chain of lakes. It's got a chain of lakes that run all the way around here, and boat life is huge. So if you're into boating or fishing, just nature stuff like that, this is going to be the suburb for you. It's actually a little more affordable than Winter Garden as well. So like you're going to be able to find, so let's say you have a budget of $650. You're going to be able to find a larger home in the Claremont area than you would if you were looking over into the Winter Garden or Horizon West area. It's just, it's not as in demand over here, and it's still kind of in that, like, so where Winter Garden, Florida has been just booming with development and new construction, Claremont is just now kind of getting there where it's really starting to pick up. And it's going to be really cool when they're done. Some other reasons, some little highlights to talk about when we're talking about Claremont is they do have a Costco. Here it is. So they have a Costco right here on the 50. The 50 is going to be your major road in Claremont that takes you from east to west through Claremont. So if we come over here, this is that old downtown area. If we were to go north on the 27, that takes us up into Mineola, which is a great, this is kind of like a side suburb. I'll probably talk about that in the future. Another great place for families because they got very affordable homes up there, a lot of new construction. But then you just continue over this way. It gets you into Oakland, Winter Garden, and actually the 50 goes all the way down into downtown Orlando. And then also the 27, which runs from north to south in Claremont. A lot of the older neighborhoods are going to be like over here, and there's going to be some newer stuff on the, sorry, I just pointed at the screen like you guys can see what I'm pointing at. There's going to be some newer stuff on this side, so like this stuff here. There's actually, I've done a video on this channel of a brand new community right down here off of Schofield Road. Schofield Road is right now the only connector down, other than the 50, that connects the Horizon West Claremont area efficiently. And that's this single, it's a single lane both ways road. And then what they are building though, which is going to be great once it's completed, I cannot wait, is right here, this road is actually going to connect all the way over to right here in the Horizon West area. So Claremont and Horizon West are going to have, I believe, a 4-lane road connecting them. It's going to make travel so much easier between these two suburbs. It's going to be great. I cannot wait for that. Now, if I zoom in a bit, I've done, so Ridgeview by Trinity Family Homes and Land Sea Homes. They have some beautiful, large, single-family homes, and they're getting close to selling out, but they've got some really good prices. Definitely go check out my video after this one on those homes. I think you'll love it, especially if you're looking for that more luxury new construction, great for families. Right here we have Lake Louisa State Park, so tours and activities. This is just going to be more nature stuff. Claremont's huge if you're into things like hiking and biking and trails and lakes. Like I said, lots of nature in Claremont. It's also a huge city for triathlons and triathletes, and a lot of Olympians will train in Claremont. They're actually right here. You can't really see it yet, but this is going to be something called Olympus Orlando, which is in Claremont, and it's going to be this massive sports facility. Let's see if I can, oh, here it is, pulls right up. Let me scroll down, and actually, there it is. Okay, so, okay, this is really cool. It shows you where we're at. Here's Horizon West. This is that one road, Schofield, that connects the two right now. But right here in Claremont, off of the 27, across from Lake Louisa, is Olympus Orlando. So they're going to have housing in there. I believe it's Dream Finders. I could be wrong, but this is going to be like bungalow style homes and probably some townhomes. I don't think any like larger single family homes, but bungalow style townhomes. There's going to be trails to walk around the whole thing. There's going to be a commercial district. These are apartments. The apartments are already there. This is the commercial retail section, so for shopping, things like that. So here's like an active adult center, fitness center. There's going to be a police and fire department, or like a sub police and fire department in there. There's a medical park right there. Over here is all your sports complexes. So there's your tennis center. Right here's a soccer facility. The hotel for like Olympians, right? That's pretty cool. It's just a really cool training center, ice center right there. So it's just going to be, a really unique and beautiful development once that's completed, and they're working on it. You can actually see that in my video about Ridgeview right here. This is that community, it's right next to it, where we actually looked at all of that. But yeah, guys, Claremont, you can actually get into a really decently sized home in Claremont in that 500K range. Prices are going to start, absolute baseline townhome potentially under 400K. There's not going to be a lot of that. Most things are going to start now in Central Florida in general. 400 to 450 is that starting price a lot of the time here now. That's just what affordable is. If you disagree, I'm sorry. What is affordable in Orlando now is about $450,000, 400 to 450,000. But yeah, guys, that's Claremont, a great place to live with also highly rated schools and, shopping, hospital access, great roads that take you wherever you need to go. and a lot of places to go explore for your kids. If you're more into nature, Claremont's for you. But let's move on to the next suburb, which is going to be Lake Nona. Now we're actually jumping, so we're over here in Claremont. We're actually jumping all the way to the east side of Orlando now. It's going to be our only east suburb for the day. Remember, there's going to be future videos that are just like this, talking about great Orlando suburbs for families and other different people, just depending on what you need. Comment down below if you want to, if you're like, hey, I'm a single, or hey, like we're newlywed and we want to know where we should live in Central Florida. Can you help us out with that? I'd love to help you out with that. Just let me know in the comments down below. This one's more focused on families, but Lake Nona would be great for you young professionals and newlyweds out there too, if you're in the medical field or the tech field. Now, Lake Nona it's not as large as Claremont, but it's kind of the opposite, where Claremont is a lot of nature and, you know, it's very athlete focused nature. There's boating. It's a huge lake community. You're gonna see a lot more tech and more modern stuff for lack of a better term, in Lake Nona. Now, Lake Nona is also called like the medical hub, the tech hub of Orlando. There's lots of experimental developments here. Like right here is the Lake Nona Medical City, which is just a massive medical city, and it's really cool. They've also just got all kinds of different new developments. This is kind of like the downtown strip. This is Boxy Park in Lake Nona. Boxy Park, there's always a bunch of kids here, depending on the event. Some events are more adult focused, but there's always a bunch of kids here, and they have all these little, like those box shipping container things that have been turned into restaurants, like little mini restaurants or like, you know, bars or whatever. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of the time there's concerts and different events. There's a playground for the kids, a beach volleyball court, different things like that. But it's just really fun and it's cool. I need to go. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been, but it's a lot of fun. That's just something that's there. And there's also, here's the Nemours Children's Hospital. There's a bunch of hospitals down in the medical city. There's beautiful communities like Laureate Park. So Laureate Park is a master plan community, kind of in this Lake Nona region. And they've got commercial stuff in there. All the schools are close by. It just allows for that kind of tight-knit community feel, which is great for families. And then right here you have Narcoossee, which is kind of your main road. This is going to take you out of Lake Nona and eventually allow you to get over into the 417, which can take you all the way up to actually into like closer to the University of Central Florida. Also, you get great access to Orlando International Airport. It's literally right next door. So if you are traveling a lot and you need to be in a space where like, hey, I live in, I want to live close to the airport in a place that's growing and great for families, a lot of expansion, a lot of development, a lot of modern builds and modern tech and a lot of medical stuff, then Lake Nona is great for you and it's great for families. I know families that love it over there. I've personally sold, my first sale ever actually in real estate was right there in the Lake Nona area. So I got to know it very well. It's beautiful and a lot of people want to live there. It's going to be more expensive. Lake Nona, starting price for townhomes is going to be in that $500K range. Single family homes, especially in places like Laureate Park, they're going to be more expensive. They're going to be probably $600K plus for a resale. I don't think there's any more new construction over there. They've actually moved on to a new project, which I'll touch on really quick. It's maybe a little bonus in just a second. But yeah, Lake Nona is great for kids. If you have kids who, or if you're in the medical field, if you're into tech, or if you travel a lot, you need to be near the airport, this is great for you just to settle down with your family. Now, another thing I want to touch on that's close by, it's right down Narcoossee. Think of this as a little bonus. The same people that built this Lake Nona region and this Laureate Park community are also building right over here, same developers, and it's called Sunbridge. It's called Sunbridge. It's going to be a massive development of homes, and there's a 55 up community. There's also just your typical single family home community. There's schools over there. It's master plan, so you're gonna have your schools and all of that is gonna be right there in the community. And the really cool thing is it's mixing in a ton of nature. So that's something that you really don't have over here, which is why people love Claremont, is for that nature, right? But now with Sunbridge coming in, you're gonna have a more like Lake Nona feel with more modern development in nature, which is part of the development. They're actually building in all these communities throughout nature. So there's still going to be a bunch of lakes. There's going to be a bunch of walking trails, all right there in the community. I cannot, that's like a 20-year development. They're already going at it. There's already people living over there that love it. I need to get back over there and get you guys an update video because it's so cool. And I mean, I can't wait to see that being finished. It's you know, they've been building it for a while, but just knowing how beautiful Lake Nona is, I can't wait to see when Sunbridge is at its like, you know, it's like once it reaches where Lake Nona is at, where it's just fully functioning and like everything that they've planned is there. And I mean, it's going to be great. I can't wait for that. Let me know if you guys want to see a video of Sunbridge. Now let's get over back west, and get into the next couple of communities. Dr. Phillips. I'm a little biased. I'll try not to throw in too many biases here. I actually grew up in Dr. Phillips. I lived in Dr. Phillips from 2011 to this year, actually. So from 2011 to 2024, I lived in Dr. Phillips. Well, actually, that's not true. I did spend some time over at UCF, but I lived in Dr. Phillips for most of those years between 2011 and 2024. And what I can personally say about it is that Dr. Phillips, Florida is great for families. I mean, Dr. Phillips High School, Southwest Middle School, Olympia High School is very close by as well, which some people are strangely zoned for. I include Bay Hill. So Bay Hill is it's technically its own thing. I include it in Dr. Phillips. I think most people do. I lived in Bay Hill for a long time. And the reason that Dr. Phillips is great for families, it has amazing communities, very highly rated schools, and it's got a lot of entertainment around. Now, you're not going to see, in Dr. Phillips, it's a little different where you're not going to see as many kids like riding their bikes everywhere and you know, riding, you know, going all over the place, kind of like you will in the Horizon West area. Horizon West is pretty singular when it comes to that. But what you do see is, I mean, there's so much to do in Dr. Phillips because you're right next to all the stuff to do in Orlando, but you're just enough outside of it where you don't feel bogged down by like all the tourists all the time. For instance, the Millennium Mall is a 15-minute drive away from Dr. Phillips. Universal Studios is like right in Dr. Phillips. I went to high school, so Dr. Phillips High School is right here. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, Dr. Phillips High School is literally this here. This is Dr. Phillips High School. I would be walking to class in high school and I would hear people over in Universal going on their rides, having a ton of fun, and I'm like walking to math class. But that's just showing you how close it is. It's right across the street from the major high school there in Dr. Phillips. And it's just fun. It's just fun. You also have major road access, which gets you all over Central Florida. You're about a 20-minute drive from the Orlando International Airport, about a 25-minute drive from downtown Orlando. Downtown Winter Garden is going to be about 30 minutes away, and Disney is going to be about 20 minutes away. You just go down South Popka Vineland Road, and Disney's right down there. Now, the highlight, absolutely the highlight of Dr. Phillips, other than the beautiful, little more upscale communities, it's going to be right here on Sand Lake Road, and it is Restaurant Row. So if I really zoom in here, we are in the heart of Dr. Phillips, and there's a lot of restaurants. First off, Trader Joe's, which is awesome. I wish there was one over here in Horizon West. We don't have one yet. Hopefully there's one on the way. But lots of restaurants over here. Fleming's, Pepperoncino. I haven't even been to most of these. Dragonfly, I've been there. This is a fun little Irish pub that I know a lot of friends hang out at. This is a newer restaurant, Norman's, Orlando, newer. The cool thing about this area is if restaurants aren't doing well, then they don't last. Like they are gone. And it's good though because it keeps it flowing. Einstein's, 2J's, Morton's Steakhouse, which is really good. Nagoya Sushi. Let's see over here. We got Boca's Grill. Bar Tacos is very popular. Domu is delicious. They have amazing Korean fried wings. So good. El Inca Grill is a Peruvian place. They have pretty good ceviche if you're into that. Up here, the H Orlando is more upscale dining. Very, very good. I've heard. I need to go still. There's a Chipotle, some other places. There's a Chick-fil-A over here, McDonald's, Voodoo Bayou, which is like a speakeasy place. That's really cool. Ruth's Chris, the Melting Pot. All of the, like and it keeps going. See, so like Rocco's Tacos is down here, really good tequila taco bar, Humigoo's. There's just a lot here, guys. All of these are restaurants and stores, and just a ton of restaurants that, you know, food places that are authentic, and it's the place to go if you're like, I need a whole month where I'm just hitting a new food spot every single day. You're probably gonna want to head over to the Dr. Phillips area, to Restaurant Row right there, Sand Lake Road, and hit those restaurants because there's a lot there. It's really fun. So that's definitely a reason why people, families especially, love living in Dr. Phillips. Access to things in the area, centrally located, and a lot of restaurants and great schools. Home prices here, base price, you're looking at $600, $650. It's a more upscale living in some of the neighborhoods. One of the more affordable neighborhoods would be Sand Lake Hills. You could probably find some homes in the $500K range. I would say homes have gone up in value though, so you're looking more in the $600K range now, but you could probably find some in the $500K range right here in Sand Lake Hills. Downside to Dr. Phillips is there's almost no new construction because it's like so centrally located that it's kind of just been built out. And last but certainly not least is actually right up the road, and it's Windermere. Now, Windermere sticklers will be like, this is Windermere and that's it. And technically, yes, but Windermere can really be extended to kind of like this area. There's way more that make up Windermere than the actual, like, just the downtown area. Great schools in Windermere, Florida. You're also so centrally located. Very quick drive up to downtown Winter Garden, over into Hamlin, Horizon West area. You're close to Dr. Phillips, so you want to go to Restaurant Row. That's a quick drive. Downtown Orlando, about 30 minutes away. The Orlando International Airport's about 30 minutes away. A lot of country clubs here, a lot of golfing, and this is going to be like, this is the area where a lot of millionaires buy in Central Florida. So if, again, lake living, this is like the luxury lake living, where I would say Claremont is a little more inviting to a broad spread of price range when it comes to lake living. These lake homes, I mean, they're insane. There are some insane homes here in the Windermere, Florida area. It's the more luxury, upper echelon suburb in the Orlando, Florida area. The downtown is really cool. It's really small, and they're actually very focused on keeping it like small towny. That's something that's important to them. They have a farmers market every Friday, and they've got a great brewing company and some fun little restaurants and coffee shops along this main street here. They're building some more, but it's pretty tight-knit, it's pretty contained, so there's not going to be like a ton of stuff there like you have out in Claremont or over in Winter Garden or Dr. Phillips. You're not just going to have like a million things, but the good thing is that you're so centrally located, you can go to those areas and explore them as much as you'd like. But again, this is an area, if you're looking for luxury homes, more customized properties that are, you're looking at larger, 3,000 plus square foot on a lake, on a major lake chain. If you want to put your boat in the water, things like that, you're probably looking in Windermere, Florida. I would say to get in comfortably in Windermere, you can start in the 600K range, but to really take advantage of the area, 800,000, 900,000, and especially $1 million up, because it's just that more luxury part of Orlando, Florida. But the families that can afford it, love it. If you're ready to make a move to the Orlando, Florida area or any of the surrounding Florida suburbs, make sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I will help you make your move to Orlando, Florida go as smoothly as possible. My name is Andrew Sweet. I'm your Central Florida real estate advisor. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, press that notification bell, and stay just for a couple more minutes because I have some really good news that I want to share with you. The good news is this, guys. It's really simple, and I'm a Christian. I follow Jesus, and so I always talk about him at some point during my videos. The good news is this. It's that you and I are sinners and we have fallen short of the glory of God, and the only way to God is through Jesus Christ. So God sent Jesus Christ, his one and only son, who is fully God and fully man. He sent him down here to this earth, and he lived the perfect life. He died a horrible death on the cross, and he rose from the dead on the third day. And any who would have faith in him have a pathway to God and actually can be in relationship with God and call God Father. So turn to Christ, seek Him. Jesus is the only way to God. There's no other way. It's not about what you can do. It's about what Jesus already did. So have faith and trust in Jesus Christ. Seek Him with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind, with all of your strength. Jesus has done so much for me in my life, and if you have any questions, I would love to answer those for you. But if you liked this video, guys, you'll probably like this one too, so make sure to check out this video next.